All right, folks. Code 0400. All right, folks. So here we are. Next edition of the full race live stream is right here, right now. We're going to be starting at the rear of the field. And 38th starting position in this one. We got a couple guys going to the rear. We're going to try to get another win in a row. Keep the streak rolling here. Just won 7 races in a row now after that Chicagoland victory last night, passing Daniel Hemrick, coming to 6 laps to go. But yeah, this should be a really, really fun race. So let's get right on into it. Jimmy Johnson starting at the rear of the field with an engine change. Chris Buescher crashed in qualifying. He is also starting at the rear. And the Rocket Man, Ryan Newman, on the pole. So here we go. 400 miles, 160 laps around Daytona International Speedway here tonight. The green flag is in the air. Another primetime edition of full race live stream on the channel. Quickly getting a side draft there with a little contact with Cody Ware off the initial start. 50 laps in the opening stage of the race. We're going to be put right towards the edge of the fuel window here as we can run 47 laps in a full tank. Quickly on the outside. A little contact there below us with Jimmy Johnson as we try to get down to the inside line. As we will do as we try to get up to speed into turn 3, already on the up to speed lap, hitting 204 miles an hour. And now a push from behind coming from Jimmy Johnson. To the back bumper of Jamie McMurray, 3x3 through the field. And Eric Jones leads the opening lap of the race here at Daytona. So the stages will be split up 50, 50, and 60. Contact though with the 40 of Jamie McMurray getting into turn 1. We were 4 wide. Staying in the gas, and a product of almost a disastrous big one at the rear of the field on what is just lap 2. Oh, BJ McLeod loses a ton of time. He has to check up out of the gas as well, and that's 3 more spots just like that. And that might break the field up a little bit more. Up to lap 3 already here in this one. McMurray still blocking us down to the inside. Nowhere to go. You cannot pass below the double yellow line or it is a penalty. We'll have to keep an eye on that throughout the course of the race today. Trying to make the 3 wide pass on McMurray. We're going to make it. Both on him and Daniel Suarez. Now down to the inside. Kevin Harvick, Corey LaJoie to the outside of us. 3 wide going into turn 3. Now McMurray going to try to help us out from behind. Jamie McMurray has won at Daytona 2 times in his career. Once in the Daytona 500 and once in this very race in the Coke 0400. Locked bumpers going into turn 1. Not that many cars in front of us on the inside. Tough for us to get a really big run. And now McMurray going to go to our inside. Kevin Harvick going to try to give us a push up the middle here. And at least we're going to have the 40 car of McMurray cleared going into 3. 4 cars able to drop down to the bottom. So now we look to go to the outside of Denny Hamlin. Big run coming off of turn 4. 206 miles an hour already to the back bumper of the 10. Now looking to go right up the middle for a second. I don't know if this is going to work going into turn 1. Got to keep the car as steady as possible. We are using the controller once again here tonight. Big run coming here. Trying to be very aggressive in the early going of this one. Get ourselves through the field. There's the pole sitter Ryan Newman in this race on the outside, but not a lot of help in the middle line right now. We're able to jump down and kind of split those Ganassi cars of Kurt Busch and Kyle Larson up. Oh, Kurt Busch tried to cut back down to the inside, but we were already there. These 12 cars very fast in the draft. Especially right along the bottom of the racetrack, but we have shown we've been able to run really any line in the early going of this race. To the back of the 13 of Ty Dillon. You very easily have an upset winner in today's race. This is the final super speedway race of the regular season, and as usual with a new winner, they will be locked into the playoffs. We only have 8 races to go in the regular season after this race. Trying to get Ty Dillon to go, but now we're going to just sneak to the inside. 3 wide off the exit of turn 2. Very tight Alex Bowman behind us, so we got a little bit of help, but not a lot of help in front of us. Thanks for everybody joining in here tonight for this Coke Zero 400. Looking to pass Daniel Hemrick now for 10th. It's a big gap here between the 9th place car and now us in 10th place. Brendan Gaughan has been running pretty good in the super speedways the last few years, and it's showing off here today. He's in the back half of the top 10 right now, looking for 8th on Ryan Preece. And Eric Jones has led a lot of laps at the start of this race as well. He is still currently leading. Big run now, all the way to the bottom. 209 miles an hour is what we peaked at. Down the back straightaway, down to the inside again, and just goes to show with this newer super speedway package, these tapered spacers, a lot lower downforce, taller rear spoilers, the closing rates. It's going to be a high topic of conversation throughout the course of this one here tonight. And the ability to push bumper to bumper, 2 cars being faster than one. You hit them square, you can really get locked on. So there is Parker Kligerman. Kligerman finished runner-up in 2nd place back at Talladega. He is already in the top 5 here in this one in the opening stage of the race. So we near lap 10. Ducking to the inside of Parker Kligerman. That'll move us up to 5th. 41 to go. Big run now to the back of Menard. 208, 209 again heading into turn 1. Up to 4th. Somehow running these very fast speeds. We're about a ways off. Over a half second off from our fastest lap ever at Daytona. Keep hitting speeds like that tonight, though, there's a very good chance we're going to break that lap time record that I hold here. 10 laps in the books. Eric Jones might have led every lap to this point. He was able to lead the first lap as we try to go to the outside of William Byron now. But no real help. It seems like everybody's just kind of freight trained around the bottom of the racetrack right now, at least in the early going. Trying to get another big run on Eric Jones. As soon as he drops down to the bottom in front of Byron, we'll drop down behind William Byron. Now we're going to lock bumpers with the 24. Eric Jones able to cut down right back in front of him. Byron again looking to the inside. Can't get enough of a run that time. Here comes Paul Menard behind us though. Oh boy, Byron gets shuffled out of line really loose. slides right into us. Contact is made now as Byron gets shuffled out of line on the outside, and here comes Paul Menard to help push. Up to second place now, and Eric Jones is way out in front of the field. We should have a pretty big run on him coming up to the start-finish line. Eric Jones, who has led every lap to start the race, is in danger of losing the lead pretty much at any given moment. We're so close to the back bumper, but our run kind of stalled out. We don't have a lot of help from behind anymore. Oh, a little bit of a bobble in turns 1 and 2 as well, and Jones is going to get back away from us. Menard trying to run the outside right behind us, with Michael McDowell behind him. Everybody just trying to stay in a line with one another. It's like the top 10 is just all kind of single filed on throughout the field. Again, when we started this race, we can run about 47 laps on a full tank of fuel here at Daytona at the most. And with 50 laps in the opening stage, of course, we are 3 laps short. So if we do get a caution at any point in time here, you can very well see everybody hit pit road. Big run to the back of the 20, looking to the inside. He was looking to block there for a moment. Run stalls out again, and Jones is able to keep his Toyota out in front. We get to the start-finish line. We'll alternate through the cameras for the first time here tonight. Now looking to the outside for the race lead on Eric Jones. And that run's going to stall out again there. We'll duck back down to the bottom. But here comes Paul Menard. He's got a big run. To our back bumper. Gives us a push into turn 1. How much the car shakes when getting pushed, how out of control you are. But although it is out of control, it is very, very fast. And Jones able to pull back down in front of us once more. Can build enough of a run to get to Eric Jones. We just can't build that same run to move past him. And now we're locked onto his front bumper. He's kind of blocking us off. There we are, locked in right now. Looking to the outside, and I think the best chance we're going to have is if we go high and Menard goes to follow us, instead of staying ducked right along the bottom. But now here we come on Eric Jones, so close this time. Trying to get to that left rear corner panel. Now we are there, just able to side draft him, and now here comes Menard to help. Ryan Blaney to the lead, and for the first time in the race, Eric Jones is not going to lead a lap, but it won't be us because Paul Menard shuffles us out of line, and Paul Menard will lead his first lap of the race. And contact now between the 34 and 12. Wow. Can't quite clear the bottom yet. Eric Jones trying to push us and help us through it. William Byron looking to go up the middle. Oh, contact with the 96. And William Byron is able to squeeze into 4th place. So we have still not yet led a lap in this race. We are already nearing 20 laps complete. Another gap building here in between 3rd and 4th. Top 3 all nose to tail, just kind of pulling away again. At least for now, and now we have a little bit of a bobble. We're going to kind of lose McDowell. He looks to the bottom. He doesn't have a lot of help either. And here comes Parker Kligerman in the 96 car. McDowell looking to the inside now of Menard for the race lead. They're side by side off of turn number 4. Big run coming here for the 12. Down to the inside behind McDowell, and Michael McDowell will lead his first lap of the race. A lead change once again. 3rd different leader in the early going. We've cleared Paul Menard. We're up to second. And another push coming here from the 96 of Kligerman. And now he's shuffled right up the middle. And Brendan Gaughan made a daring 3-wide pass for third. But got the car to stick. Our car is so fast in traffic, but we get up to second place, it's like we kind of stall out. We can't quite get to the back bumper of the 96. Or sorry, the 34. 96 of Kligerman back at fourth right now, but he has been pushing us quite a bit compared to anybody else up towards the front of the field. Maybe if he can get back to third, he can give us another quick little shove, perhaps. McDowell finished second in the Coke 600. That's his best finish of the year. But maybe he's got another shot to make it into the playoffs here today. Look at all these guys that are so unique up towards the front of the field you're not used to seeing, like a Michael McDowell, Brendan Gaughan in third, Parker Kligerman in fourth. All three of those guys have never won a race in the Cup Series. So we look to the inside. Still can't muster up the speed we need to get to the inside of the 34 and try to side draft him from that point. You saw how long it took for us to get to the inside of Eric Jones, and now another bobble. Here comes Brendan Gaughan. He went to the top to kind of help us out, give us a push, keep us going. He knows we've got a strong car. So now we work together. Side by side back there for third. We're losing ground once again, not only from the leader, but we're again pulling away from third place. Eric Jones trying to get back in the mix. Looking to perhaps lead more laps here at Daytona tonight. Eric Jones led about the first 16 laps of the race before losing the lead. Current running order on the racetrack right now goes Ford, Toyota, Ford, Chevy. Big run down to the back of the 34. That time we're able to get to the inside. Side by side for the lead into turn 3. Blaney trying to lead his first lap of the race. McDowell is still there. Help coming now from Eric Jones. Here comes the push to the start-finish line. Who will lead the lap? We're going to lead the lap. Not by much. Maybe about a half a car length, and that was about it. Of course, we won the Daytona 500 earlier in the season. It's the first racetrack at which we have gone to for the second time this year, and we're looking for the sweep here at Daytona. Last driver to win both Daytona races over the course of the season was Dale Earnhardt Jr. back in 2013. We're looking to get it done here today. Of course, last year Justin Haley pulled off a miracle win in a rain-shortened race, getting his first career win and his third career start. For Spire Motorsports' first win as an organization in their first full-time season in the Cup Series last year. Oh, a little high, able to cut back down in front, and there goes the expanding of the lines as William Byron jumped out of line in time to go to the outside, and he's trying to build up a run himself here. We're We're going to lead another lap at the line, but now, for the first time pretty much this entire race, we've got two lines formed at the front of the field as we have to try and block them both off right now. We are halfway through stage one. 25 laps to go in the stage. Here comes Byron. Cannot block him in time. Byron with a big run. 96. Kligerman, of course, pushing him. Jones going to get to our back bumper. He's going to try to push us. Get this inside line going again. Byron going to cut down in front of us, though. Block us off. William Byron to the race lead. And Byron will lead his first lap of the event. All over the back bumper of the 24. Now looking to the inside, going into turn one. We are there. Oh, a little loose off of turn two. That's enough for Paul Menard to now squeeze underneath. Another thing you can see here too, when lines are side by side like that behind the leader, a lot of side drafting going on between those two drivers, which could be pulling each other's lines back, allowing the 24, who was in the lead at the time, to kind of maintain his lead out in front of the field without either of us really getting enough of a run on him. But now we push Paul Menard. He goes to the top. We're not going to follow him, and it looks like Menard's going to get hung out to dry on the top side of the track, at least for now. And here comes the 62, Brendan Gaughan, going to give us a shot. And it looks like Kligerman's on the outside, and he's going to come pick up the 21 at some point in time, but Menard definitely going to fall at least back to 5th, maybe further back. Yeah, there's only about 3 cars on the outside, really, going into turns 3 and 4 that time. The dominant has been the more dominant line, and the more preferred line in the early going to this race has been the bottom, right around that double yellow line, especially in the corners. Of course, it is the shortest way around this racetrack. Wonder if you might see that line move up towards the top as the race carries on. Looking to the bottom, Byron blocking us all the way to the double yellow line. He did a great job that time. We couldn't get the run on him. But we are definitely there, right on his back bumper. We do have help behind us of Brendan Gaughan if he wishes to pick the same lane that we could possibly take to try and take the lead. Going up high, Byron up high to block. Down to the inside now, William Byron. Cannot get down to the bottom in time, at least not yet. So we try to go up the track to side draft him just a little bit. And here comes Gaughan to push. Big side draft on the 24 down the back straightaway. Not a lot of help for him now going into turn 3. Brendan Gaughan with a nice push to get the 12 of Blaney out in front of the field again. Gaughan trying to, of course, lead his first lap of the race as he looks high now. The line not going to happen, and Kevin Harvick has moved up to 3rd. Blaney leads for the second time today. 20 laps to go in the opening stage. We've saved a little bit of fuel. We are now closer to about 2 3/4 of a lap short on fuel. So we've saved about 3/4 of a lap, but of course 2.5 miles is the length here at Daytona International Speedway. Very tough track to save a ton of fuel on, especially just 3 laps from the start of the stage. So it'll be interesting to see when drivers will hit pit road here. Pit window's been open for quite a while. But so far, everybody has stayed out on the racetrack. Maybe they're just kind of hoping for a caution and looking to ride this out as long as they can. I know that's what I plan on doing. Obviously, I need to pit with somebody else as well, because if you have to pit all by yourself, you're going to lose the draft. But obviously, with only having a couple laps extra of fuel to take, when I hit pit road for green flag pit stops, assuming we don't get a caution here in stage 1. Gonna take fuel only, a little splash and go. And honestly, just a half can of fuel will be plenty enough to make it an extra 3 laps or so. However many laps that we are projected short. So it'll be interesting to see if the rest of the field would do the same or if they would end up taking tires. Harvick, of course, up towards the front of the field right now. Trying to work it with Brendan Gaughan. Leading both lanes. We haven't seen much 3-wide action up towards the front of the field with 3 distinct lines trying to go for the lead. We did see a lot of 3-wide towards the middle and back of the field at the very beginning of the race. Just not up towards the lead too much. And as I say something, here comes the 3rd line now. As Daniel Suarez trying to make a 3-wide pass for 2nd on Kevin Harvick and Brendan Gaughan. Gaughan shuffled out of line, nowhere for him to go. He fades back through the pack. McMurray pulls up in front of him. And here comes Logano trying to lead a bottom lane in there. On the inside, he's got the big run. Suarez going to pull right down in front of him. Logano could get up to 2nd. Maybe we could have these 2 Penske teammates kind of working together here perhaps. And now De Benedetto up the middle. Big block on Harvick there. Here comes the 95 of De Benedetto. A couple races ago at Sonoma last Sunday, he had a great chance to win. Was leading until coming to 3 laps to go when we had finally taken the lead. We battled back and forth pretty much the entirety of the last 20 to 30 laps of that race. De Benedetto looking for his 2nd win of the year after winning at Martinsville earlier this season. Maybe he can make it in. 5 extra playoff points going into the playoffs could mean a lot entering that 1st round. And of course you get to carry each playoff point. Thought Logano was going to go up the middle there, but he thought better of it. 15 laps to go now in stage 1. Oh, a little loose there. A little bit of a hop going into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Eric Jones up the middle. De Benedetto now to the top lane. Having to block all 3 lanes at once now down the back straightaway. Not an easy task whatsoever. Jones, possibly one of the more dominant cars, went out in front of the field in the lead in this one because he led the first 16 laps of the race. And that wasn't even starting from the pole position because Ryan Newman qualified on the pole. Blaney's done a great job blocking so far. Matt Tiff trying to get in the mix now. He's inside the top 5. He's in line right behind Suarez on the inside. Now he tries to go up the middle himself here. Nowhere to go. Jones on the top side. Up the side draft now. Trying to pull him back little by little. Matt Tiff to give us a push. It's not going to be enough. Just trying to hold everybody back. A late block on Suarez there. So we went bumper to bumper, but Eric Jones to the lead now out in Daytona. And luckily we didn't get shuffled way out of line. We were able to stay inside the top 3. And we're side by side with our Penske teammate Joey Logano. We'll pull up in front of him now and clear him for 2nd. Off of turn number 2. Try to get Joey to our rear bumper if at all possible here. Maybe he can give us a little bit of a push. Not going to be the case yet, at least. We had to go to the inside there. I didn't want to let any more cars underneath us. It's just becoming so hard after a little bit to block all 3 lines at once, and Eric Jones was finally able to get to the lead. All 40 cars still on the racetrack, though it does look like 1 car has lost the draft. And it was quite some time ago. Now we're locked onto the back bumper of Eric Jones. Or at least for a second. Get Jones shaking his line all over the place off of turn 2. Trying to make sure we can't get right behind him and get a very huge run on him. Ducking to the inside. Trying to side draft. Can't quite get to his left rear corner panel, but here comes Suarez. Will he give us a push? He got close to us. He couldn't quite connect bumpers yet, but that might be just enough of a run anyway. Big run coming on Eric Jones now. Down to the inside. Jones was there to block. Nothing to do with that. I don't think I could have went to the outside because I don't think Suarez was going to follow us. Now I'll go to the outside down the backstretch. Side draft off of Eric Jones. Trying to pull him. Suarez does follow us now. Neck and neck into turn 3 for the race lead. Jones to push. He doesn't have as much help on the inside. More side draft into the line. Who will lead the lap? Eric Jones by inches leads that last lap. Oh boy, Suarez going all the way to the top. Trying to take it 3 wide now. And here comes Almirola in the mix. Stewart-Haas teammate of Suarez. Looking to the inside again on Eric Jones. Man, he's got a strong car in that clean air, that is for sure. 9 laps to go now in stage number 1 at the line. We are saving fuel when we're not in the lead, though, that is for sure. Especially if we can lock bumpers there with Eric Jones, try to save as much as we can. We're still about 2.5 laps short. Yeah, almost exactly 2.5 laps short on fuel to the end of stage 1. Waiting to see when anybody might hit pit road. Who will be the first to go? Will anybody try to push it and make it to the end of the stage on fuel? Jones has led the most laps in this opening stage, so he probably has, you would imagine, the least amount of fuel in his car to the end. Jones has moved his line to the top as we try to follow him up there. Curious position because the inside is coming. Here comes Kligerman down to the inside off of 2. Here we go. Need a little bit of help if Kligerman can get to us. Hasn't pushed us yet. Now he is. No contact though with the 20 of Eric Jones. Kurt Busch now to our back bumper. At the line, Jones barely leads the lap. 7 to go. We try to pull him back as much as we can. Big push coming from the 96 down to the bottom. And to the lead. Kurt Busch now to push. Caution. Caution is out late in the stage. That's going to be interesting. So the caution flies with not many laps to go. We had 7 laps left in stage number 1. We'll have 3 to go when we go green. We're going to pit as well here. Half can of fuel. Try to keep the track position if we can, hopefully. Nice little gas and go. We don't have many laps left in the stage to try and make it. Yeah, here we go. Blaney leads the field to the green following the first caution of the race. Green flag back in the air. Ty Dillon was the lone driver to get involved in an accident there, so he is now out of the race. Still 39 cars on the track as we got a great jump out in front of the field here. Can we hold on? 4 laps to go in stage 1 to get the playoff point here at Daytona. And of course, stage points are awarded positions 1 through 10. The rest of the field could be on 4 fresh Goodyears, but again, the tires don't matter outside of the handling here, because as far as the speed goes, we should be pretty equal with everybody else. Eric Jones is on the inside, right behind us for now. Here comes Suarez. He was looking to the top, now ducks in line behind Eric Jones once again. 3 laps to go at the line as we're back up to speed. Definitely got to hold that line on the inside there. Suarez, of course, though, trying to suck the 20 car back. He has gotten to the outside of him. Now we're getting way out in front of the field. And look at Chris Buescher on the top side squeezing in. Eric Jones on the big run coming, looking to the top, a block. Bottom opened up, here comes Matt Tift. We'll have 2 laps to go at the line in stage number 1. Now Tift still on the bottom, right behind us. Suarez behind Tift. And they're 3 by 3 back through the middle of the field. Little bobble off of turn 2, trying to hold the line. Here comes Jones, another big block. Back down to the bottom now. All over the place, zigzagging down the back straightaway, trying to hold both lines back as much as possible. 3 wide, Kyle Busch up through the middle, going into 3. Eric Jones slipping back now on the very top side of the track. He's got no help. Kyle Busch might try to pull up in front of him, and maybe the 2 Joe Gibbs Racing teammates can work together. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go now in the first stage of the race. As Busch tries to work the top with Tip trying to work the bottom. Blaney in the lead. Off of turn 2 to the outside to block Busch. Back to the inside on Tift. Zigzagging once more down the back straightaway. Back to the inside again, barely blocking off Tiff that time. Real late block into turn 3. Half a mile to go. Off of the turn 4 for the final time in stage 1, and Ryan Blaney wins stage 1 at Daytona in the Coke Zero 400. The fuel only stop to make sure we held on to the lead for the restart was huge. And leading those final 4 laps of the stage. Now we're going to top off with fuel here. Go 3/4 of a tank. We'll repair any damage we have still. Once again, and we will take 4 fresh Goodyears at the stage break. So we'll restart at the rear of the field. I think it was a good strategy. Of course, we started at the very rear. Daniel Hemrick also hit pit road. He was last on the lead lap at the end of the stage, so why not? So here we go. Green flag back in the air. Stage 2 underway at Daytona. Let's see if we can get back up towards the front once again. Don't have anybody behind us. Oh boy. Looks like the outside and middle line's kind of checking up there just a little bit. Oh man, almost went below the double yellow line there. Got back up on the track in time. Trying to slide in front of the 19 of Truex. Trying to get at least 1 car behind us. Really kind of forced his hand there. Now he tries to push us through 3 and 4. Oh my goodness. Looks like Matt Tift is leading the field right now, and he is way out ahead of everybody else. Look at how far ahead he is Looks like Kyle Busch is the driver in second. Oh man, they just keep checking up. This isn't looking good. I think this is where you see the product of overly aggressive bump drafting and pushing down the backstretch and into turn 3. Really got to hold the wheel as steady as possible. Keep the car in its line. We got 3 cars pushing simultaneously here. Me pushing the 34 of McDowell while Truex was trying to push us. Now we get underneath of McDowell. That'll be a nice quick pass. Not sure what happened to Truex exactly. Hemrick was able to get under him now, and here comes Daniel Hemrick to help push us. We are there on Coil of Joy now. Just what we're going to have to do to get back through this field, it looks like. Oh, 4 wide for a moment. This could get tight through the tri-oval, and I just decided to back out of the gas. I didn't think that was going to work. Again, thanks as usual for everybody joining here tonight. Final Super Speedway race of the regular season. Second race of the year at Daytona. Of course, Coke Zero 400 will be the cutoff race in the regular season for the playoffs this year. A little bit different scenario compared to years past when they head to Daytona, but a similar concept. Chance at an upset winner can lock you into the playoffs. Looking to go underneath the 14. A little contact. Trying to side draft off Boyer. Look at how loose he was getting there. Now we're 3 wide. Daniel Suarez on the outside. Boy, he's fallen back compared to where he was late in stage 1. Oh boy, up the middle. Didn't want to do that, but we had such a big run on Kurt Busch, and now we're able to get back to the inside. BJ McLeod checked up big time. Three wide, going into 3 again. Able to pass Keselowski and Kurt Busch. Slowly but surely working our way through the field like we did at the very start of the race when we started back in 38th at the rear of the field. '66 of Joey Gase leading laps here in the Coke 400. Man, more contact again. That time with Ryan Preece. At least we're still to his inside by the time we get into the corner. Big run coming on the bottom down to the back of William Byron. Taking the run to the outside, not trying to get out of the gas. Look at the spots. We are gaining just a huge run, 208 miles per hour through the tri-oval, all the way to the top now with Matt Tifft. Kyle Busch is loose in the middle. We got to hold our line up near the wall. As steady as could be. Oh, 4 wide for a second off the exit of the corner. Still 3 wide up towards the top, and we're still pushing Matt Tifft. Run stalled out when we were 3 wide on the top because we had nowhere to go. Ooh, contact again with Kyle Busch. We're no longer 3 wide on the top. We're side by side as we try to get back down to the bottom, and we're right behind Kyle Busch. Now we go 3 wide to the bottom of the track. Up to 11th. Boy, William Byron got through that as well. As did we. Big side draft. Trying to get away from him before he can come down and side draft us as well. Johnson will fall back another spot. Up to 8th now for us. Once again on Tyler Reddick. Quickly to the outside, but Kligerman goes back down to the bottom. Definitely doing whatever it takes. Cluster group up together here with the top 7. Another big run on our behalf. Taking it to the inside. We don't have a lot of help, but we had such a big run. We kind of made the move on our own. And now the top 3 move down back right in front of us again. Blaney back to 4th. And Ryan Newman, pole sitter, the Rocket Man, back out in front. Right where he started the race, leading his first laps of the event. Bubba Wallace in the mix in 2nd place. Joey Gase pushing him. And Wallace going to the inside as we go to the top to try and help Newman. We're going to have to hang him out. Outside starting to fade. It was just the 2 of us. Newman now all by himself. We're going to try to clear him for 3rd, but now Joey Gase goes high. Abandons Bubba Wallace, the race leader. But that's not going to work out for Joey Gase. Bubba Wallace leads his first lap of the race. We tried to clear the 66 per second. Couldn't get it done that time. Newman going to try to give us a push. Looking back to the inside of the 66 once more. Now through turns 3 and 4. This time we're going to clear him. Blaney up to 2nd. Has not led a lap yet in stage 2. $34 laps to go in the 2nd stage, of course. Still plenty of time in this one. Bubba Wallace tried to come down in front of us and block us off, but he wasn't able to that time. Joey Gase now to push on the bottom. Big run coming. Blaney back out in front. Ooh, Gase lets out of the gas now, and Chase Elliott's going to give him a push. Gase kind of just staying on the bottom, at least for now. Chase Elliott taking a peek through the middle. McMurray right behind him. Here comes Bubba Wallace trying to get the top lane to come again. He's got Newman right behind him. Going into turn 1. We kind of go up and block him off for a quick second. Back down to the bottom. Just making sure we know Bubba Wallace is there. Comes Kurt Busch on the bottom. Gonna try to sneak by, get a couple spots there. Wasn't quite able to get underneath Chase Elliott that time. Still only 4 different winners over the course of the season. 12 spots are open for the playoffs. With only 8 races left after this one, obviously we know at least a few spots are going to be locked in on points for the race. Oh, and there goes Joey Gase to the bottom with Chase Elliott to help. We have finally lost the lead once again at Daytona. Bubba Wallace trying to give us a push on the outside. Elliott could not jump up in front of us and clear us. Caution. Joey Gase, the leader, blowing an engine. That's why the caution's out. Second caution of the race. Mr. Pizza, glad you can make it tonight. Yeah, subs are really growing. I'm surprised. I mean, just since Easter Sunday alone, we've gained quite a bit. As usual, shout out to all you guys watching the content and enjoying the content. So Joey Gase blows an engine while leading. That's going to put everybody borderline on trying to make it on fuel to the end of the race. I think we're good. Me and Hemrick had pit under the stage break and everybody else stayed out. So we should have about 4 more laps of fuel than everybody else. So here we go, green flag back in the air. Chase Elliott leads the field to the green. And what a tough break for Joey Gase, leading at Daytona in stage 2. Had an engine issue. I think he's retired from the race. We couldn't quite get a good enough restart that time. I was hoping Bubba Wallace was going to push us. He did not. Kurt Busch trying to follow Chase Elliott there. Oh, contact with the 1. Trying to side draft. It got a little too aggressive. Here comes the 43 now behind us. Sauce jumps up in front of us in line. 3 wide up the middle for the lead. Bubba Wallace still giving us a push. Elliott is hung out of line. How we snuck through there, I don't know. And now we are neck and neck to the line. But I believe Kurt Busch led the lap by inches. What a move. So we tried to side draft the 1 as much as possible, but Bubba Wallace trying to really help us out. But Kurt Busch just too strong on the inside, at least for now. He's got McMurray, an affiliated teammate, right behind him. And now a big run coming. Can't quite get to the inside and clear the 40 of McMurray that time. Yeah, we're just kind of stuck on the outside and falling back here. I'd love to get back down to the bottom. Just can't do it right now. Still 26 to go in stage 2. Ooh, there's a bump. A little more contact. Side draft the 31 there. If we can try to break the 31 and 6 apart just enough for us to get a run and sneak down in between them, that'd be perfect. Kurt Busch now weeded out of line by his teammate, and Jamie McMurray has just taken the lead away as we are just able to get back to the inside in between the 19 and the 31. That's good enough for me. To the back bumper of Reddick we go. How many wins do I have on the season? I believe 14, which is just crazy in itself. How well I've competed this season, off to a way, way better season than what we had as Matt DiBenedetto in the season prior. A big run to the top, following Newman. That's probably not going to work. Back down to the bottom we go. And up to third. Oh man, we got a little loose there coming out of the tri-oval. Joshua White, thanks man. Thanks for the comment. Sorry you can't stay for the rest of this one. Hopefully you can come back and watch the rest of it on your free time, because it is definitely a really good race up to this point. That is for sure. And now locked in the back bumper of the 10 of McMurray once again. So we now have 10 people watching here. See if we can break a record for the most people watching one of my streams at once. We had 13 in the Daytona 500 at one point in time, back when I started this season for the championship mode. Be pretty cool. Big run on McMurray now down to the inside. He's hung out. We've got Kevin Harvick behind us. Can't clear the 40 yet, but the 4 pushing us is definitely going to help. Blaney back out in front by the time Ryan Truex and more cars come to help out the 40 of Jamie McMurray. It's too late and he's already lost a few spots. And look at BJ McLeod inside the top 3. He goes to the inside underneath Harvick for second. McLeod perhaps trying to lead his first lap of the race for Rick Ware Racing. Three wide, up through the middle. Goes the 3 of Austin Dillon. Power move perhaps. Harvick trying to get the outside working. 3 wide through the tri-oval. Back up to the top to block real quick. Back down to the bottom now. Here comes Dillon. I probably should have pulled up in line. Couldn't quite make the block in time. And he actually, his run kind of stalled out on his own there. Looks like he's trying to block Paul Menard and Kevin Harvick. And now here he comes back to the top again. Can't block him. Now he gets alongside of us for sure this time, as we're side by side for the lead. And BJ McLeod going to give us a nice little push. This could help. Yeah, I've won 75% of the races this year. It's insane on 105 AI difficulty. I didn't deserve to win every single race, I'm not going to lie. We've had some cautions go our way at some of the races. But honestly, I mean, we probably deserved to win about anywhere between 8 to 10 of those races, and it just worked out for us. Up to the top to block Dillon. Back down to the bottom now to block McLeod. They're 3 wide through the middle of the field. It looked like the 21 and the 4 almost made contact with one another. And now Brendan Gaughan trying to go up the middle. Austin Dillon on the top. Up to block now. Here comes Gaughan. Trying to block all 3 lines at once. McLeod beats us to the bottom. Yeah, now we're getting shuffled out of line here. Gaughan going to try to help us with a little bit of a push. 3 cars have already gotten around us on the inside, and Matt DiBenedetto's there as well. 18 laps to go in stage 2 here at Daytona. Looking up the middle now on Ryan Preece. 3 wide for third. Contact slightly with the 42. Just blocked off the 38 there. That was pretty risky. Oh, this is a very, very big run. Huge, huge run down to the outside. Taking it 3 wide. To Benedetto, he jumped up right in front of us. That kind of helped a little bit. McLeod side drafting us though up through the middle, and our run is stalled out now. Just got down to the inside right in front of David Reagan though, so we really didn't lose any spots. We were in 6th when that run created, and that's where we end up, and we're back to the inside of Stenhouse now for position. Been very aggressive. We've been able to get the car to handle pretty well and move the car wherever we need to make these aggressive maneuvers. And even if we can't make the passes, we seem to be lucky enough to get back in line like we did right there in 4th. Gonna give a push to Larson. Let's see if he can get a run on the 95 of De Benedetto. Matty D looking to the inside of Bubba Wallace for the race lead. Think about positions 1 through 7 are all on the inside. Here comes Stenhouse. We kind of bobbled off of turn number 4. Larson can't get down to block us in time. He gets shuffled out of line at least for one position. Now to the inside of De Benedetto as well. Up to 2nd once again. Who will win the stage? And can these guys make it on fuel to the end as well? Because although I know I can make it, at least it's looking close. What we should be to the good are everybody else that have not pitted in this stage during the caution going to be able to make it to the end. Will they have enough fuel in the tank? That is going to be close, because remember, they pitted last with 4 laps to go in stage 1. We had a 4-lap sprint to the end of stage 1, so they have those 4 laps plus the amount of green flag laps that we have ran in this stage alone. I don't know. Back to the inside again. Oh, contact. Up to side draft with a 43. Neck and neck again for the lead. Benedetto now back through the middle. David Reagan trying to work to the bottom, trying to lead his first laps of the race. Former winner, the Coke Zero 400. It's where he got his first career win. His second, another super speedway at Talladega back in 2013. And now David Reagan pushes the 12 of Blaney to the lead into turns 1 and 2. So we're pacing good. We're roughly a lap and a half to the good on fuel, so if I had to guess, I think everybody else outside of Daniel Hemrick and anybody else who pitted under that first caution is going to be short on fuel. So unless we get another caution, that is going to split the cars up quite a bit. We could have a nice little pack going to kind of keep the pace and maybe put some of these guys a lap down unless they go fuel only. If they go fuel only, they should be able to stay on the lead lap, you would think, to the end of the stage. Compared to the first 30 to 40 laps of this race, where once we hit a little past the quarter, we have seen a lot more 3-wide racing, a lot more aggressive blocks and aggressive pushes to get guys to the lead. 11 to go in the stage. There's another aggressive block up near the wall on Bubba Wallace 48 and 43 now. Side drafted, kind of pulling those two outer lanes back a little bit. And caution. For the third time today, a caution. So we're going to stay out to keep the track position here. I don't think there's really any need for us to pit right now. So here we go. Joey Gase and I were the only two drivers to not pit under that caution. The green flag is back in the air once again, and here we go. 8 laps to go in stage number 2. We won stage 1. Can we win this second stage now? We'll just have to see. Here's David Reagan. Trying to stay consistent with the bottom of the track. Able to pull back in front of the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Johnson, of course, trying to end his long-awaited losing streak. Can he get it done here at Daytona tonight? Still 7 to go. Kyle Larson now getting a push on the top side here from Brendan Gaughan. Up to block. Quickly down to the bottom. Didn't think I was going to make that move to the bottom in time. A lot more guys on the top down the back straightaway. And then it kind of evens out with the amount of cars on the top and bottom going into 3 and 4. Six laps to go in stage 2. Ryan Preece trying to work the outside lane up near the wall. Had 3 cautions today, but it seems like they've all been single car incidents. So I'm thinking Joey Gase's issue was just a tire going down when he was in the lead that brought out that second caution of the race and the first caution in stage 2. Because if he would have blew an engine, he would not be back out on the track right now. So it was probably a tire going down is perhaps maybe... I don't know how exactly that would have happened, but that would be the only logical explanation for why he's still on the racetrack. Still, the only driver out of the race is Ty Dillon in the 13 car. He was retired from the race in the first and only caution back in stage 1 when we were about 41 laps into the race. Stenhouse, he goes up to the top. He's known for making daredevil moves on these super speedway races. We haven't seen him up towards the front much, if any at all today. Ooh boy, a little bobble there. But he's trying to get that outside to work so he can possibly win stage number 2. 4 more laps. 3 wide back through the field again. I mean, there's still 3 wide back there, but me, David Reagan, and Jimmy Johnson just kind of holding that double yellow line for right now. Everybody else is still spaced back, at least for the moment. 3 laps to go now at the line. No signs of them coming back yet, and I see the 17 and 42 side drafting each other quite a bit, and that could be some of the issue. Larson doesn't have a ton of help on the very top of the track, and now Menard goes high. So Paul Menard's going to jump up into those two lines. He was in 5th before he pulled out of line. And he's got a nice little run. He was able to side draft the cars on the inside. Now David Reagan goes to the top. Johnson's leading the bottom lane. And Johnson's got Ryan Newman right behind him. And Newman now down to the bottom. 3 wide for second. Oh, a little loose there for a moment. Able to keep the car in the lead. But here comes Jimmy Johnson on the outside. 2 laps to go in stage number 2. Up to block the 48, back down to block the 6. To Benedetto up through the, or sorry, not to Benedetto, Paul Menard. It's in the 21. It's being last year's game. Oh, he almost got sandwiched off of turn 2 there. Up to block. This is getting very difficult now. Can we hold on? Time is winding down in the stage. Menard drops back through the middle again. Jimmy's still trying to prevail the outside lane near the wall. He's not moving, at least not yet. Now he pulls down in front of David Reagan. Newman doesn't have a lot of help. Now Reagan jumps down to the inside behind Newman. Johnson trying to hold strong. Reagan, I think he's just trying to block the guys behind him. This is the final lap of stage 2. We try to hold on. Oh, a little bobble there through turns 1 and 2. Here comes Johnson to the outside. Jimmy Johnson to the lead. Stenhouse trying to follow him, and now David Reagan going to give us a push. Is it over, or will Jimmy Johnson lose the lead coming to the line? Big push now for the 38. He lets go. Neck and neck. 48-12. To the line. Reagan to push. It's too late. Johnson wins stage 2 on a 3-wide finish. Ryan Blaney 2nd, Ryan Newman 3rd, David Reagan 4th, Stenhouse 5th, Priest 6th, Menard 7th, Larson 8th, Austin Dillon 9th, and Corey LaJoy 10th. That will round out the top 10. Boy, oh boy, what a finish to that stage, to say the least. A photo finish to the end of stage 2. One of the better finishes we have had to the end of a stage this season. And out to the rear of the field because we had to hit pit road. Green flag in the air. The 3rd and final stage is underway. Jimmy Johnson leads us to the green in stage 3. 57 laps left in the race. Will we go green to the finish? Or will we get another caution? We have still yet to have the big one today. Looming question, not of if it'll strike, but when. I don't know how he made it back to the end of stage 2 there. That was crazy. But Jimmy Johnson with a great move there to barely get the win. Reagan started pushing us and then kind of let go. Trying to get underneath of Chris Buescher there. Trying not to waste any time. Although we've got plenty of time left in this one. Still 56 to go as we just get back up to, ooh, speed, a little contact through the tri-oval. Ooh, middle and outside lines, check it up a little bit. Slight contact with Ryan Truex. We're good though. Denny Hamlin kind of staying right there. Hamlin has been one of the better drivers on restricted plate racetracks, especially Daytona, in the last pretty much decade. And he has not really been a sign for a possible contender to win this one up towards the front, but maybe he's been hanging out in the back waiting for the big one today. Not impossible. You just tell the comers and goers throughout the course of this race. Guys we are around right now like Harvick and McMurray, Chase Elliott have all been towards the front, towards the end of a stage at some point in time in this race. Stenhouse, I think he finished in the top 5, yeah, at the end of the last stage, and he's already back to 26th, 27th. Crazy, and even us for that matter. Granted, we pitted at the end of the stage, but almost got the stage win in each of the first 2 stages. It was definitely close, and now almost made it 4 wide into turn 3. Down to the inside. Then he got a little loose. He's still holding the middle line pretty well for himself right now. Waiting for the corner while we were on the inside there to get the run. Oh man, Suarez got out of shape big time. Had to get out of the throttle. And right back through the sucker hole up the middle he goes. Out of the back bumper of the 18 of Kyle Busch. A bunch of Toyotas in the mix up here. 95, 18, 19. Ooh boy, a little contact there with Kyle Busch in the 18. And big run down to the back of the 31. Boy, oh boy. Man, this is very tight and compact there. Pretty much the entirety of the last couple laps we've been nose to tail. Literally bumper to bumper with pretty much Byron, Reddick, me, and then DiBenedetto. But Matt DiBenedetto finally kind of laid off behind us, and now we get to the inside of Reddick as well. Do I have a favorite track? My favorite track to watch races, I actually got this question earlier during one of my career mode live streams this morning, but it was Bristol Motor Speedway. Ever since I was a kid, I don't know, I've always loved watching Bristol races, whether it's the night race or the day race. They never seem to put on a bad show. Whether they had the older Bristol when it was just, you know, a fight for the bottom of the track, your traditional short track race, or even the new Bristol, which I actually quite like a lot better with multiple grooves. I think any track with multiple grooves, it just makes the racing so much better. Not that it was bad when it was all the way around the bottom at Bristol, but so much more strategic as far as trying to block to kind of hold back the driver, what line he's going to pick. Got to know what line is best for you and your car, your handling and capability. It's a real test. Joshua, welcome back here for the finish of this one. Glad you can make it. And down to the inside here on Matt Tipp. So just a little bit of a race recap here. Back in Stage 1, we got the Stage 1 victory after starting from the rear of the field in 38th. We did not qualify for this event. Stage 2, we were leading for quite a bit, and then Jimmy Johnson got around us coming to 2 to go. A 3-wide finish at the line involving Johnson, me in the middle, and Ryan Newman on the bottom. Jimmy wins Stage 2 by a nose. Newman almost snuck by on the bottom to pass both of us there as we were kind of side drafting one another, but it's an epic photo finish to the end of the second stage, and if we get something like that at the end of this race, we could be set for an instant class. Oh no! And there goes the 2! Aggressive bump draft, and around he goes! The big one at Daytona, back through the field, they pile in behind. Bump drafting gone wrong at Daytona between Penske teammates of the 12 and 2. Oh no. Well, that's a bummer. Might as well top off on fuel here. And that sucks. We definitely caused that one. The 2 of Keselowski obviously got the worst of it. And we lost a lot of spots on pit road there. We had a little bit of damage ourselves, but not as much. Got to the left rear corner panel, tried to hit Keselowski square. Got him a little closer to the left rear than what I wanted. One little bump coming out of turn number 4, and around he went. He was not able to save it. Pretty good restart. Yeah, hopefully I didn't DNF Brett. That would be terrible. Especially given the fact that we're technically teammates. Oh man, 38 got loose. So we've had one big one today. So I kind of figured it was only a matter of not if, but when. It's kind of hard to tell, but I can't really see the 2 car behind us at all. I don't know, maybe he got his spot back and he's in front of us somehow, but in between both of the Truexes here, Martin Truex Jr. and Ryan, and man, that 10 car is so out of shape. He's falling back through the middle. He was in between the 18 and the 66. No, I see Keselowski up in the middle there. He's somewhere a couple rows ahead on the outside. So he is still in this race. Not quite sure how he ended up in front of us coming out of the pits, but oh boy, up through the middle, contact again. The 19 is sideways. My goodness. This could make for an epic finish, 3 races in a row. I would not be surprised, of course, with being at Daytona. Next full race live stream coming your way tomorrow. So the next race is going to be at Kentucky Speedway. And that will be coming at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tomorrow afternoon. An earlier afternoon start time for that race. And we will have a career mode episode as well tomorrow morning that will be live streamed at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time as well. Kyle Larson's got quite a bit of damage. You can definitely tell he was involved in the big one, and he struck it around. My goodness. Car looked like it was racing at Martinsville. Actually kind of looks like Eric Jones's car that he won the Clash with this year too. Look at that. Rear bumper. Look at the front end of that. Oh, Larson goes around. Speaking of it, he might have blown a tire. Caution's out. I think everybody missed him to the inside. Oh, he probably cut the tire because of all the damage he's got on the race car. Oh, man. Wow. Caution starting to breed cautions at Daytona. It's our 5th caution for incident. Reddick's going to hit pit road, top off. Keselowski will go back down. He's probably still got damage from before. Jimmy Johnson's going to pit. Matt DiBenedetto pitting from the lead. Maybe he can't make it on gas. We're only 3 laps to the good, so it's probably just the main factor of guys just trying to top off. Well, here we go again. Looks like Larson's out of the race now after that spin. Man, that happened right around us too. That could have easily collected us into a wreck. Luckily, we missed it to the inside. The green flag back in the air once again. We quickly get down to the bottom in front of Matt Tifft and right behind Michael McDowell in the 10th position right now. Good jump though on the restart. Inside line definitely took off, and the fact we were able to get down there quickly definitely helped. And here comes Matt Tifft now to give us a push. Less than 40 to go. 38 cars still on the track, and they're all on the lead lap, so obviously all of them have a shot to win it. Up to 5th at the line, 35 to go. Eric Jones out in front at Daytona once again, but he has not cleared the 24 of William Byron, at least not yet. We're going to take it to the inside, 3 wide for 3rd. And it breaks up the lines just a little bit. Byron getting a nice little run. Oh, contact between the 47 and 14 there, right behind us. Down to the inside, right behind Eric Jones. Look at how loose the 24 of Byron is. Up to 2nd goes the 12 of Blaney. Now looking to the inside, the outside. Jones trying to block everywhere. Getting aggressive. Priest looked like he was going to push us. That wasn't the case. And now he does push us. Big side draft off the 20 down the back straightaway. Blaney to the lead once again, at least with the nose out in front. Can we clear the 20 of Jones? Yes, we will. Ryan Blaney to the lead again. 33 laps to go at the line. Our fastest lap of the race is a 44.057. Our fastest lap ever at Daytona, though, is a 43.492. We're still well more than a half second back of our fastest lap time ever here. Now the 3 wide for 2nd. Brendan Gaughan to the bottom. Priest still in the middle and Jones on the top. Oh, Gaughan switches to the top lane now in front of Jones. And now he goes back through the middle. Here comes Tifft on the bottom. And Eric Jones. Tifft is there. Oh man, almost gave up the bottom lane. Very late block to come back down in front of those guys. Tifft gonna get there. Joey Gase to help him. Matt Tifft to the race lead at Daytona. And saw how quickly we just fell all the way back to 5th. Newman. Byron up to second, looking high on Matt Tiff for the moment. Now moves back down to the bottom. Newman giving him a big push as they try to close in to the back bumper there. To the inside of Newman now for third for us. And now we're going to get to the back bumper of the 24 of Byron. Up to third. Yeah, this does kind of look like the Gen 6 plate racing. A lot more strung out, single file. But the way the closing rates and the pushing is here is making it seem a lot more like today's style of plate racing with the without the restrictor plates and the tapered spacers. Kind of like a mixture of both. It's been really difficult to pass the leader today, though. Really need a lot of help. Oh boy. Well, Bobble there trying to get underneath the William Byron. Trying to clear him, but we're side drafting one another back now. But here comes Ryan Priest to help us. Up to second, Matt Tiff got way out in front of the race. The lead pack. We got a big run coming on Tiff here. What are we going to do with it? Matt Tiff from Hinckley, Ohio, looking for his first career win in the Cup Series. He is there, looking to the inside. Can't get it done. 29 to go. Oh, man. Oh, bounce off the wall there. Be cool to see the giant spoilers in Heat 5. I mean they're gonna put them in Heat 5 because it's gonna be much like this year's package. It's gonna be the same thing with the super speedways. So yeah, and we'll see. Oh, at the line, it looks like we barely led the lap on Matt Tiff there. Not by a lot if we did. I'll give it to us. I'll say that's a lead change. Ryan Priest gave us another big shot to get way out in front. And now Priest has a run down the back straightaway. Will he go high? Will he go low? He goes high, near the wall. Nowhere to go. That frees up the bottom. And Clint Boyer, haven't seen him all day. He's inside the top three looking for the race lead now. Priest still trying to work the outside. And now Byron back to the bottom, the three wide for second at the line with 27 to go. Priest blocked off again for the moment. Ooh, Boyer losing a lot of ground up through the middle. Not a lot of help. Lane's closing in, but now his teammate Almirola pulls up way in front of him though. Boyer nowhere to be found, and here's Logano. Up towards the front, one of the few times you've seen him up here today. Oh, little bobble getting into the corner, and William Byron to the lead. Byron out in front here at Daytona. BJ McLeod is the one to push him up to second as we're side by side with Joey. Two Penske teammates trying to work on it here. We'll hopefully try not to take him out like we took our other teammate out at Keselowski earlier. Oh, contact! Couldn't quite fit in front of Matt Tiff. Do I accept donations? No, not at least at the moment. I really want to build my following up as much as possible here first. Only got 100 subscribers. I've been asked that before though, about like possibly getting a Patreon. I'm in the future, definitely, if the channel keeps growing like it is, I will definitely look for that. But yeah, for right now I'm just gonna settle for just giving you guys the content. Just focus on trying to build the bigger following here in the weeks and months to come. It's kind of my short-term plan for the channel, at least for now. We're losing a ton of ground on the top here. I think we're going to have a shot to go to the bottom. It was open in between Chris Buescher and Jimmy Johnson. All the way down to the bottom now. Now we're taking it 3 wide. Not only we got behind Buescher, we're able to get to the inside of him. Big push to the back of the 47 of Ryan Preece. 23 laps to go. The inside of Byron. Oh, Preece, we're going to sneak around him on the outside there. That was a nice move. 208 again down the back straightaway. And guys, don't look now. BJ McLeod is leading the race with Matt Tifton second. You really only see that at Daytona. And you're seeing it here tonight. Joshua, thanks for the comment, man. I do really appreciate it. Glad you guys enjoy the races and the broadcasts over the course of these full race live streams. These are definitely my favorite part of the channel, that is for sure. I do have fun with the career mode episodes, both with this game and Tony Stewart sprint car racing, but this is definitely my favorite part. So will be the vlogs whenever I can get back to a NASCAR track. Hopefully things go back to normal sooner rather than later. Bring you guys more content that way as well. Really wish I would have started the channel a lot sooner when I did start traveling to tracks a couple of years ago. Already been to 8 of them. So we've got 21 laps to go. And BJ McLeod is in the lead. Big run coming to the back of the 51. A little bump. He's loose. Really loose. To the inside, Ryan Blaney to the lead at Daytona once again. And now Tift comes to help and push us. But we pretty much made that move all by ourselves. Haven't seen that a lot today, but I think that's just the Penske engine power versus the Rick Ware racing power. And now we have 20 laps to go to just try and hold on. We've been aggressive with blocks all day long, but I'm sure they're probably going to be even more aggressive now that we're getting closer and closer to the finish. Still about 4.5 to 5 laps to the good on fuel. Even if we go into overtime, we should have enough to the end. If we go multiple overtimes, then we might be kind of pushing it a little bit, but... And Brad Keselowski, I see him back there. He looks like he's towards the back half of the top 10. I believe he's right behind the 18 of Busch, and there comes Bowyer. Contact, rubbing. And he's already there. There's no way we're going to be able to hold him back. At least for now, they're 3 wide behind. And Clint Bowyer to the lead. McLeod trying to push us though. Boyer not able to clear us, at least not yet. 12 car out in front of the field again. McLeod just trying to keep pushing. We lead the lap at the line. Boyer not to the lead still. Oh, man, that was a big mistake getting into turn one. Oh, getting shuffled way out of line now. Big problems bouncing it off the wall, getting into one. Quickly falling outside the top 10. I was hoping I was going to get tucked in line right behind Keselowski, and then I got pushed from behind too, and that didn't help. Oh boy, man, 96 is just chasing the 21 up the track right in front of us. 17 to go, and now we got to work our way back up there again. To the back bumper of Kligerman. Oh, another bobble going into one. What is going on? The car is just not turning on the entrance to turn one for some reason. Maybe the speeds we're going at too, 208. It's just really weird. Car in the wall. Ryan Preece. Caution. That looks like he had a tire go down, but he didn't make violent contact there. So it looks like he should be okay. Joshua, you're right. It looks like it's going to be a crazy last few laps here. That is for sure. Looks like when we go green, we'll have 13 laps left. We'll restart in the 12th position. On the outside. Yeah, at least I wasn't the only one to hit the wall, that's true. I don't know what was going on there. I just could not get the car to turn. Now we spin the tires on the restart. We're going to lose even more spots. Luckily, only a few. We're in 15th. The gap is now bridging between us and the 14th place driver, Daniel Hemrick, as we cannot get brakes catching our way here. Joey Gase right behind us. Looks like he's got a little bit of front bumper damage. More towards the right front of his car. Not sure what that is from, but we've seen cars with damage today, and we've seen that they don't make it too much longer before they get in a wreck. We've had 6 cautions in this race, and it actually looks like Preece has pulled off the track. It looks like there's 3 cars now off the racetrack, so it didn't look like Preece had a violent hit into the wall, but I think his day's done now too, despite running in the top 10 for most of the race. It's a big blow to that team, and they might not have another winning performance left in them for the rest of the regular season, so their playoff hopes could be done. Clint Boyer leading at Daytona. What a celebration party it would be if he can get the win. Never won a race on a super speedway in his career. He's finished runner-up at Talladega multiple times. Both on photo finishes, once to Jeff Burton and in a 4-wide finish. Second to Jimmy Johnson. Both when he was racing for Richard Childress. The inside of the 19. Can't quite clear Truex yet. Big run to the bottom. Gonna have to be aggressive though, if given an opportunity to take the lead this late in the race. Boyer still leads to the line. 10 laps to go in the Coke Zero 400 at Daytona. 8th place at the line that time. Eric Jones, we mentioned throughout the broadcast tonight, he has had such a fast car. He's fourth in line on the outside currently. Landon Castle in the top 5. Can he win his first career race in the first race in Starcom Racing's history in the Cup Series? He's not letting us get around to BJ McLeod in the top 3 as well. Looking for his first career win. Maybe Rick Ware Racing can strike in the win column in the Cup Series as well. Oh, that was a bad idea to look to the bottom there. We did not have the run we needed. And look at Matt DiBenedetto now trying to go up through the middle. Kligerman now down to help us. Kligerman finished second at Talladega earlier this season. He's looking for a shot at the win now. Landon Castle up to third in the 00. We try to push him up there, get him going. Bowman looking to the outside now for the race lead as we pulled up right in front of BJ McLeod. Big run coming to the back of the 88 now. To the inside, what a move, just cutting in front of the 00. He goes around, what a save by Landon Castle. That didn't work out. I thought I had enough room to get down there, and that wasn't the case, and that spreads the field apart quite a bit. No one to help us get around Bowman. Momentum lost, 8 to go. Luckily, we're still in third. What a save, though, by Landon Castle. Cautions have been breeding cautions in the final 40 laps or so of the race. We've had 3 yellows since we hit the 39 to go mark. Despite having 6 total. And the top 3 are now pulling away from everybody else. And to the inside of Bowman we go for second. We're going to clear the 88 of Bowman off of turn 2, block into the wall. We got clipped. Aggressive, we almost go around again. Really loose now through the tri-oval. This is not working out at all. Here comes Stenhouse to pick us up in the draft. Boyer is way out of head. Clint Boyer has about a 7/10 of a second lead. Everybody's now flipped up to the outside lane. It's only a matter of time before we catch Boyer. He is way too far out in front of the field. Not catching him as quick as I thought we would, though. 6 to go. Boyer has waited so long in his career to win a super speedway race. Stenhouse, the guy that's won 2 of them. Blaney has even won 1 at Talladega last year. A pretty solid super speedway racers closing in. 5 laps to go. Boyer's actually holding on as well as he can for being by himself way out in front of the field. I'm quite surprised, but I think we've got a lot of damage on the car. Both on the rear bumper and the right side, that's kind of slowing us down enough. That last time we hit the wall was a lot harder than any other time. You can kind of see there's some damage on the right rear corner panel of the race car. Boyer trying to hold on. Stenhouse, lock bumpers here. Trying my hardest. I've got the foot to the floor, but just not able to get a real run on him. 4 laps left at the line. And now we've got a little bit of a run coming to the back of the 14. Looking to the inside, nowhere to go. To the top, not enough of a run. Boyer holds on for now. Stenhouse has lost us way behind. Boyer gets way out ahead. We got really loose off of turn 2 again. And Boyer gets way out ahead again, and here comes Eric Jones. Jones up to 4th. He's won at Daytona before too, twice if you include the clash earlier this season. 3 to go. Boyer is holding on strong. This is taking way longer than I would have expected, and it's kind of scaring me a little bit because I don't know if we're going to be able to get to him. How is Clint Boyer staying that far out ahead of the field? But now we've got a giant run coming down the back straightaway. Pulling back away from the 17 though, so this run is basically all by ourselves. We have caught the 14 of Boyer though. All over now, looking to the top again. Can't get him. 2 laps to go at the line for Boyer to try and get the victory in the Coke Zero 400. He has not won yet this year. He's looking for a spot in the playoffs. Through turns 1 and 2, trying to stay in the line of the 14. We're not getting any help from behind as Eric Jones and Stenhouse are side by side, side drafting one another. We've got to get a run all by ourselves if we're going to catch the 14. This is not working out. But we are there. We are so close. Boyer leads to the line. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go. Can we make a last lap pass for the win at Daytona? Everybody else has fallen way behind now. Into turns 1 and 2. This is what Boyer wanted. 1-on-1. Down the back straightaway. We've got a run coming again. Can he block it to the inside? He is still there. Boyer clear off of turn 4. He's going to do the unthinkable, holding on to a big lead in the final 7 laps at Daytona. Clint Boyer wins the Coke Zero 400. Such a big run down the backstretch, and as soon as I ducked to the inside going into 3, I just could not get to his corner panel. And Clint Boyer gets his first win of the season, and our win streak comes to an end. Wow, Ty Dillon took a hard hit there earlier. But, wow. Clint Boyer, first win of the season in the playoffs. Man, I thought for a second, I thought we were going to get under him going into 3 and we were going to have a photo finish back to the line, but that just wasn't the case. That's unbelievable. I don't know how, I mean, we didn't have any help. We had to build that run by ourselves. I'm surprised we caught back up to him, but Stenhouse fell all the way back to 7th, too. He was 3rd there for a while. Alex Bowman ended up 3rd. He got up there pretty quick. Kligerman with another top 10 on the Super Speedway this year. Matt Tipp, Coy LaJoie, other surprise finishers inside the top 10. A wild race at Daytona here tonight. That is to say the least. 6 cautions total. 1 hour 51 minutes total time in the race. We had the fastest lap, 44.057. We led the most laps, 42 of the 160 laps led in the race, just over a quarter of the race. Indeed, what a crazy final 40 laps it was. Wow, Newman finished 35th after starting on the pole, and he was up near the front late in the race too. That's kind of surprising. That is crazy. Well, I guess that's going to be it here for tonight. For more daily NASCAR content, hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification so you guys never miss an upload at the same time. And hit the like button if you guys enjoyed the race, the broadcast, or the video in general. So tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, full race live stream at Kentucky. That's the next race on the season. And as well, we are going to have a career mode live stream tomorrow morning about 9 o'clock. That is going to be it. Again, thanks for the support as always. Glad you guys are enjoying the content. I will keep it coming on the daily. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.